Good day, everyone. Welcome to this show, this podcast, this program here on the 16th of May, the month of May. The Ides of May are upon us. That I can tell you with a great amount of certainty. Here, as we get into it, it's Boomer, it's Warner, it's Pinder on a Canucks game day. I got in trouble last time.
Thursday. On a Thursday.
All right.
That's a Hurricanes game day.
It is on a Hurricanes game day. I read something this morning, and I was going to come to you, Pinder, for assistance because I'm not great at it. I'm an old fart. I'm a moldy old bugger, and there's just some things that I don't. The expected goals for this, all that sort of thing.
Okay.
I was reading this morning. It is an article on The Athletic. It is written by Mark Lazarus, I believe, yes, who I think generally covers the Chicago Blackhawks, but he is on the Rangers-Carolina series. Are you prepared? Do you need pen, paper? Do you want to pencil, paper yourself?
I got 4 different colored pens and 2 different notebooks in front of me.
All right, here we go.
Them already.
Retro, hold on to your hat. No line in the NHL has played more minutes together in these playoffs than the Jake Guentzel, Sebastian Aho, Evgeny Svechnikov line. They've been together for 118 minutes, 46 seconds. 16 more minutes than the next closest, which is the Suter, Miller, Brock Besser line.
Okay.
The only line that's been more dominant is the occasional option of Hyman, McDavid, and Draisaitl. They've been together only 41 and a half minutes. Now, the Carolina trio have outchanced the Islanders, who they played in round 1, and now the Rangers. They've outchanced them 72-34.
Ooh.
They've out-attempted their opponents 151-81.
Okay.
Their expected goals share is he says, sparkling 62.52%.
That's really good.
Few lines in the league can match their dominance. None can match their consistency. There is one small issue, though. The Aho line has actually been outscored 4-3 in the postseason.
Jeez.
Guentzel, Aho, and Svechnikov have combined for a respectable 9 goals in 10 games, but only 3 have come as a unit at 5-on-5, which he says is baffling.
That's unsustainable.
Are you baffled?
They're running into like 970 goaltending and they're shooting like 3-4%. That's gross stuff. Yeah. Getting no goaltending behind them.
They're playing together a bunch. They're shooting the puck a bunch. They're getting chances left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And they are scoring 9 and 10 games, as he said.
But not 5-on-5. Yeah. You keep doing that, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Goals are going to come.
Rhett, your thoughts on what I've just submitted to the class?
I'm baffled.
Are you?
A lot of numbers.
I too was baffled.
You had a percentage and a plus
goals,
minus.
There's a goals share of
differentials and
it's like
quadrangles.
Puck in quarters, or what do we have? So each goal has we get a share of the. I don't know. But it sounded like
a hell of a line, Dean.
Yeah. Again,
should be a hell of a line. Yeah.
Now, does it come back to what Rod Brindamore was saying about you can write 2 stories? There's the story, which is the thing, but then there's another story, which is actually the thing.
I feel like at this point of the series now, where you get a game 6 in Carolina, there's one story. It's like, yeah, the Rangers did win 3 in a row, and Carolina has no chance to Rangers in the series. We're in one here now.
Yeah.
Please refer to Rod as Rod the Bod, not Mr. Bitford.
Yeah, I'd prefer that as well, if you don't mind.
Rod
the
Bad. Where are we here? Hurricanes. Yes, still for this series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. 1 power play goal. 5, 10, 15, 20. 1 for 20 with the man advantage.
If you're going to dominate 5-on-5 with your best line, but not really score, and then your power play is not going to be good, I could see how you fell behind 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've allowed 2 shorties in this series alone to the Rangers.
I'm sick of you two. Rod the Bod honks, just touting Rod the Bod stats. And I know you idolize him. I know you're trying to work your body into shape, but
it's hard.
Rod, how about the Rangers?
Account for a honk?
How about you give some love to the Rangers? Shesterkin. Paner. Fox. Trude's. Why we always got to talk about your love affair with the Hurricanes? I hate the Hurricanes.
Lafreniere.
Why do you hate the Hurricanes?
They beat the Oilers 0-6. I don't have many bad things to say about the Hurricanes. That was an important victory.
Under you. The Hartford Whalers, Rhett. The lovable Whalers.
Yeah, I got drafted in Hartford. It stunk.
Yeah.
They left Hartford.
I think it's a jealousy thing because they won. I think that's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have another thing that I read this morning. You ready for it?
Well, not if it's
I was kind of like,
do any more math. I'm sick of frickin' math.
What? Less math. There's math involved, but less. To the point that I said, you know what I'm going to have to do here? I'm not sure the NHL and their stats department really know what they're talking about, so I went and did the due diligence.
Right. So this is your math. That's a little
They were correct in the end, as it turns out.
Flukes.
The Rangers, if they win tonight, win the series.
That's right.
So
we all agree.
Can't fight you on that, Dean.
If they win tonight, they win the series and subsequently advance to the conference final, which would be their fourth time in the last 10 years to reach the Final Four. How about it?
Yeah.
In the last 10 years.
New York Rangers.
And somewhere in there, they were shitty enough to draft first overall and second overall.
Yeah. I think they got some lottery ball help on one of them, if I'm correct. But yeah.
It's true. They've had a lot of.
Right?
That's peaks and valleys there. Yeah.
Like, what the H?
And it's like, hey, Lundqvist, you're always in every series, and now he's gone. Don't worry, we got another guy. Let's just collect some high picks, and then here we are. We're back.
So,
and by the way, there's a Norris Trophy guy out there. Won't play for anyone else.
He wants us.
They going back to 2014, I think we remember in the conference final, beat Montreal, then lost to the Kings. 2015, lost to Tampa. 2022, lost to Tampa in the conference final. So this would be their fourth trip in the last decade.
Sure.
If they get through.
Which kind of why that Devils loss stung so bad last year.
How long did it take you to confirm the NHL stats on that?
Not long. It was a Google. It was Google.
Yeah, I could do that for you too.
But it seemed 4 times, but they drafted first overall in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot to pack into 10 years. Hall of Fame goaltender, gone.
See,
Norris Trophy winner, in.
And this is where we fail.
Cup final.
We don't do either.
First overall. Like they did all of
overalls, and we don't.
Yeah. Are you going to be good? Yep. Are you going to be bad? Yep. They've cornered the market. Didn't win, but
tough LA squad.
It was a tough LA squad.
That was a buzzsaw, that team.
Yeah, it really was.
Once Daryl taught them how to play, it was over.
Yeah. Best goalie I've ever seen.
It's the best goalie I've ever seen.
How does this happen to
we got one by him
again?
What happened?
I'm gonna pull up your point totals here for the Rangers just so we get a little more context here.
Soon enough, what is it? Since 89, like 50 years since they won the cup. Like, are we at the top of the food chain for longest without now, or we got to be getting there?
Longest without which?
We have not won a cup since 89.
The Calgary Flames have not won a cup.
We went 15 years before we went back to a final. It has now been another 35
years.
Yeah.
There's teams that have 0 cups.
There are teams that have never won. Yeah.
I know, and I'm being, but if you want to compare yourself to the worst organization, sure. Okay. Well, Sabres.
Well, but even the Leafs, Rhett, it's been well documented, their struggles.
Point being,
they haven't even been to the final since 67.
So, again, are you to
summarize, Flames so you're better than Toronto.
You'd be excited to be the Leafs? Like, they've at least drafted first overall.
See, it's all kind of in the crock pot of why I brought it up today with not so much the Carolina stuff, but the Rangers thing. Because I feel like we here, because we're so smart, ask us, we'll tell you. We're so smart. We're smart. If you want to be good, you've got to be bad. And if you've got to be bad, you got to be real bad. Because unless you pick first overall, you're not getting good players, and that's the only way you get them. And if you're mucky middle, you can't do it. It's not necessarily.
It is so
always the way.
No, you're wrong. I 100% disagree with you. And I'm going to jump down your throat on it. You don't have Adam Foxes of the world going, oh, NHL, I'm only going to Calgary.
I haven't yet. Yeah.
I got to get my ass to Calgary here. Come on.
Yeah, just wait till Makar's a free agent. He'll be doing that.
The Blue Sky City. I ain't living in some gray, dumpy Vancouver town. I need the blue sky city. And you're not getting Artemi sliding over from Columbus and getting you 120 points a year as a free agent. So I understand what your point is, but the Flames are not even close to being a front runner for free agency or attracting. So yes, you do have to draft in the top 5.
It cannot confirm or deny, but I do believe that a couple of years ago, Kevin Rooney, as a free agent, said, "I'm only going to Calgary."
The run dog.
Yeah.
It was.
I think he's Calgary or bust.
Well,
had one of those Calgary or bust signs.
I think Corbin Knight was a big Flames guy.
You're standing on the side of the road in your Daisy Dukes, that sort of thing. That was the Rune Dog.
We're gonna need if
JFK.
Pickard or someone like that would come along and say, "Listen, Chicago, I like your town, but I'm a Western Canada kid."
You know who we need to do it? Cale Makar.
Cale Makar's free agent.
Cale Makar, come on home.
2027, I believe. 27, 28, something like that.
Come on home. Come on.
Come on home, buddy.
He lives in Calgary. It's
Cale,
the Calgary of the state.
Come on. Come here, kid. Come on. He kind of willed his team into victory last night, I feel like.
Good. Real good.
He was real good.
When does that new rink open, fellas? Sort of to interrupt, the new rink?
Denver? Or
in Calgary. What's the timeline?
Are you connecting?
I'm just asking questions here. Let's see.
I have no idea.
It's fall of 2027.
Is it?
Which we continue to say. Yeah. That would be your latest opening. Do you know when Cale Makar is a free agent? The summer of 2027.
Wow, there you go.
I mean, geez, Rhett, like
if he's a free agent.
Yeah.
And did you see the documentary the other day about Sakic yet?
I haven't watched it yet. No,
I've not watched it either. But the point of it is that franchise.
So we should speak on it for sure.
No, but the point of it is franchise type players, typically that team that has them, and maybe even best of their generation or ever in a position, typically the team that has them tries to
keep them.
We're going to do our best to keep you in-house.
Yeah, and look, maybe he's got his rings and they're not good anymore. Maybe they're still in their window and he resigns. We don't know. It's a lifetime away in many senses.
How come you always give me shit when I bring up speculation and then you throw
I'm saying
that's
one outcome for sure. That's absolutely one outcome. But teams don't stay dynastic forever. Like we're starting to see potentially the end of Tampa. We saw the end of Chicago. We saw the end of LA. We're now watching the end of Pittsburgh. Like when is Colorado going to be bad is the question. I don't know the answer.
Okay. So go to LA. They can't be dynastic forever. Lovely term, by the way. Thank you for that. Yep.
Just put a feather.
Who's still in LA?
Well, they're not good. So
I didn't ask you that.
Yeah.
Did I?
Audi and Cope.
Oh, so the guys that the stars.
Think about it is too. Cale Makar would have a big hand in why they might still be dynastic or not.
Correct. If he goes to a lot of places, you're going to increase your probability of winning the cup there. Like he's the best defenseman in the game.
Lots can change between now and then, gentlemen. Lots can change. That's a long way down the road. I mean, 2 of the 3 of us will still be living.
Really? I was thinking 1.5 was the line. So you're taking the over.
Yeah.
I found that on Betway. How many barn burner guys will be living in summer of 27 and 1.5 and the over is actually plus money. Jeez.
Wow. Can I ask you a question also, Ryan? Are you confident on this 27? Are there shovels?
Ryan Pike is writing a lot of stuff all the time, and it's not a like here's your red ribbon cutting ceremony, but
that has to happen, right?
It's going to take a year and a half to 2.5 years to build, and they're going to put shovels in the ground after Stampede, and we'll see some artwork on the place in the next month. It sounds like.
Okay, my understanding is
after Stampede. Yeah.
My understanding is there's a lot of wires. There's a lot of electrical wires and things that are underground.
Cables, yeah.
They need to come up first before you do anything else.
Which is why
which is, I believe, happening. If you go down there, you'll see.
That's not how construction works. You go in there, you start digging, you hit a few pipes, so then you got to
start swinging.
Don't call before you dig. Rhett Warner.
Yeah. Just start swinging the wrecking ball. Let her have it. Well, I guess until he's a Flame, Makar, pretty good Avalanche as they avoid the old The old living in some state.
And you nailed it, Rhett. Or, you had talked a couple days ago or yesterday, whatever it was, but momentum's not really a thing. We feel like it's there. And then when we're really convinced something's going to happen, it doesn't. Like there was no momentum for the Hurricanes and they're down 3-0 and then they win twice. And there was no way that, Colorado was in this series. Dallas already looked good, and then they lost to Chushkin. They're dead. Well, no, they win. It's like every time you got a strong feeling about how something's going to go, no, it doesn't really – that momentum's not real. Last night was a perfect example of it.
Megan Angley works in Denver covering the Avalanche. She talked to Nathan McKinnon yesterday and just kind of trying to gauge what's the confidence level. It's now you're in must-win territory for the rest of this series. If you're going to get through, what's your confidence level? And his answer was, it's not super high, which is not great to hear from your captain on game day. But Cale Makar said, you know what? Get on it. Get on my back, boys. Right here.
Get the old walking sticks out like Dino, hey?
Get on it. We're gonna
Is that really what McKinnon said?
It's not super high.
That's not even avoiding the question.
Or maybe he was talking about, sea level in Dallas. It's not super high.
A lot of weed in Dallas.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is Kazumi's there yet?
I mean, Denver, and he lives in Denver.
Oh, yeah. I'm very high. I'm not super high.
We're high.
But I'm not super high anymore because I got to play tonight. But when I get back to Denver,
I'm pretty high.
Really high.
Yes, Cale Makar. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I got something you're going to hate way more than that, Rhett. Don't worry.
Why do I hate this game. I might have to just why do these players continue to disappoint?
Well, it's done fuck all for you. Let's be honest.
I've squeezed out of it what I can. I got to move on.
I've juiced the whole thing. It's just rind left. That's it.
But seriously, what kind of frickin' answer is that from a
blood from a stone?
Don't answer the question.
I feel like when you hear just that makes sense. I'm sure if we watch the whole thing, the context maybe is a little different.
Damn it, Dean, give me the context.
Well, Jesus. McKinnon very respectively ended his own media availability. I'm just a little run out of words here. I'm too tired. Thanks, guys. So he was an emotional.
He's done with talking. Yeah.
I'm just
guys. I'm just done here. He was actually quite polite. I watched the first half of that, but the end, that's how we closed it off. Yeah. I'm good, guys. We're done here.
It happens that way. You love dealing with the media, right?
Yeah,
really good questions.
Great questions.
Now, but maybe, and let's remember, you lambasted the Avalanche after their performance 2 games ago.
He's the driving force. They heard that. They got the clip in the dressing room.
Part of it.
So how'd you think their game was last night?
A lot better than 2 games ago. I'll give you credit. You're dead on that one.
Come on.
There it is. And again, the Dallas Stars jump out to a lead. Avalanche have to, find their way back.
Pavelski sighting, by the way.
Nice goal. Yeah, nice goal.
This is first.
Breakdown on the Heiskanen goal. Stankoven a nice redirect. But I'll tell you what. Now let's flip the script a little bit here.
Yo.
Let's assume that these Colorado Avalanche, now their confidence is super high. They're all super high.
We're hot
now. And they win another game. And then they win another game. That 1-1 goal at the end of the first period last night with 0.6 seconds or whatever, that seeing eye shot. To that point, watching that game last night, it was a lot of Dallas, and then it was 1-0 Dallas, and then it was a lot more Dallas. It felt like Colorado was, I could see why, if you were to ask Nathan at that point, his confidence may not have been very high. You go into the locker room, you're okay. 2 periods, we tied her up. Beautiful. We got a break. Finally got a break. Let's go. And from the second period on, I thought they were much better.
There were times where Dallas was owning them.
Yeah.
You're watching. Get the puck, Colorado.
Could that be a turning point in this series?
I think Dallas is still.
It would depend. You'd need the Avalanche to win the series. Now would be the thing, probably.
That's correct. Yeah.
For that to come to fruition.
Yeah, you can't have a turning point if they don't win it all.
If there's no. Yeah.
Maybe Rasmus Andersson getting hit by this bus will be our turn. No, it's not.
No,
okay,
that was the irrelevant point.
Yeah, there's a lot of those that year.
Yeah,
kept waiting for it to turn. It did not.
Yeah.
4 goals in a row. That'll help you. I guess it's 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lehkonen late. He's been really good this year. Really, really good.
Who's that?
Lehkonen. Arturi Lehkonen.
So now, with that, we're guaranteed a game 6.
Everywhere.
Right? And there's a game 6 with the Edmonton Vancouver thing.
Everywhere.
And we got round 2 is the 6th time in NHL history in which all of the second round series have gone 6. First time since 2017.
Jeez.
And we were all whining that it was terrible hockey.
Yeah, well, you know what? It didn't look like we were going to get here, did it?
That's very true. Yes.
Dallas, Florida, it looked like they were going to shit pump. Rangers were up 3-0.
Yeah, that's true.
What would be the turning point in that Rangers-Carolina series if this thing continues to go?
There was a late goal. The Rangers came back to tie it in game 4 and then gave up a goal with 2.5 minutes or so left to Carolina. I thought Carolina was dead in the water when the Rangers came back and tied it. I thought, wow, they're going to take over here.
Let's pull that box sheet up. Our box score up here. It was the Brady Shea power play goal with 3:11 left.
There you go.
Which stood up as the winner, I believe, didn't it?
That's the one.
After the Rangers scored twice.
Yes.
Ooh, to tie.
Isn't that the one power play goal?
That would be the one power play goal in the 20 opportunities they've had in the series. That's correct.
So the 1-of-1 goal Brady Shea has scored this postseason.
Yeah. And worth mentioning, now we've told you all about the Rangers. If they win, they go to the conference final 4 times 10 years, that whole jazz.
Mm-hmm.
We can also come back that only 9 teams have ever forced a game 7, even forced after going down 0-3.
Really?
Saved and got to a game 7.
Could be very rare. Rarefied air tonight.
So 9 times the team's forced it, and 4 of those times they've won it. Because you told us yesterday there's 4 times teams have come back from 3-0?
9 times, 4 have gone on to win it.
So if the Canes could come
back
and
only
win
2 that you're going to remember. The
Yeah.
Kings did it in 2014 against San Jose. The Flyers did it in 2010 against the Boston Bruins.
That Boston Bruins team.
Now,
Winners.
Detroit.
Sorry, who?
Detroit.
Thank you.
Scores against San Jose in 2011. They did not come back. They did not win the series, though. So they came back to force a game 7, but didn't win in game 7. Remember, Rhett, you and I were sitting at your bar in South Calgary watching Chicago-Vancouver game 7.
Oh, man. No, he was on the
Vancouver roared out to the 3-0 lead. Chicago came all the way back. And then I believe it was that dirty Alexander Burrows who scored in overtime. Don't remember?
Don't
recall. Was that 3-0, that one?
Wow. Philly-Boston 2010.
Yeah.
Islanders did it twice in the 70s. The others you won't even, that 42 Detroit-Toronto series.
That was a banger.
Bloodbath.
Remember when that puck got stuck in the chain link fence behind the net there? That was a crazy moment.
Yeah, real good. Yeah. Peter Klein at McLeod Law, he's your personal injury guy, but did you know he's also the go-to guy in Calgary? The go-to guy. That means don't look anywhere else because they're not going to be as good. You can hunt and search, whatever. Waste your time. You're just wasting your time if you hook up with anybody other than Peter Klein when it comes to the disability insurance company that's refusing to pay you those insurance benefits. He'll get you those. You deserve them.
Mm-hmm.
You paid for them. You deserve them. And with that, a little bit of peace of mind. There's nothing like having McLeod Law and the professionals like Peter Klein on your side. Whatever your challenge is, personal or business, McLeod-law.com is the website, and let them help you when you need it most.
Canes big favorites tonight.
That kid out in London might need McLeod Law.
We talked about that on the old Department of Discipline on Tuesday, which will drop today in your podcast universes.
Is that right?
Did you hear this story? Do you know?
Tell me.
Landon Sim, I think his dad's John Sim. You remember him?
I do.
He's playing for the London Knights. They're in warm-up, and I think is it Saginaw or someone else? There's 2 S's in that league. Forgetting.
I think they're playing.
You're lost in the sauce, dude.
Oshawa.
What'd the kid do?
Sorry. So this is in the semifinals in warm up. The other kid comes up to Sim, who he knows Sim's been taking a little freezing in his shoulder. He says, I'm going to break your bleeping shoulder tonight, or something to that effect. He says, no, you're not. You're too much of a P word to do that.
Right.
Which is like, okay, they're chirping each other.
Yeah.
Like one guy, threatening violence. The other guy calls him the P word. Probably things we don't want our kids to do in grade 3, but we understand that this is a series. Intimidation's involved.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Referee, come over. Did you hear what he said? 5-game suspension, no appeal allowed for using the P word, but not for threatening to break someone's already injured shoulder. And apparently there's a relation between the player that heard that was the receiving end of the P word and the guy who ends up discipline in the league. And then there's no appeal process, which is absolutely bleeping insane. It's wild. It is absolutely insane. And I'm not saying you should use words like that. I'm also not suggesting that if you're going to say words are very dangerous, we have to suspend everything, that there's anyone left on either bench at the end of
you better put some muzzles on the whole league.
Like, it's just what?
Jesus wept. I mean,
hey, you can't
where are we at? Let's get that kid on the podcast here, and we'll let him pee it up all he wants.
Yeah, he's
let
liking
loose,
all
dude.
the videos on the socials.
Jeez.
He saw it. He likes it.
And
he's back. They're into the Memorial Cup. They survived it.
Yeah, exactly.
The old games of the OHL final against the
Tattletale there. Little karma coming your way. Already has. More to come.
Season's over. Yeah.
Pussy.
Jeez. You might
2
need
games
to
tonight.
after this.
Wow, we got lawyers in our back pocket.
He's all cocky now that he's got lawyers behind him.
Peter Klein. I got Peter Klein on my side. That's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
Right? That's
insane. I'm sorry.
And again, like, we don't want 5-year-olds doing these kinds of things, but to threaten violence, just brush it off. Like, what are we doing here? These are essentially, pro athletes. They're making a tiny stipend every month. They're playing to win series. They're in a sport where intimidation's absolutely an ingredient. What are we doing here?
At what age would your kids, all of us have boys, at what age would your kids have to be? Let's assume that something happens. Excuse me, Mr. Warner Pinder Mober. We're going to need you to come into the school. Your son, we have him here in the office. He's going to be suspended, so we need to talk to you. Okay, drive down there. He used the P word on the playground. At what age would the kid have to be where you would say, okay, well, that's unacceptable? Where's the tipping point? Where does Betway have the tipping point where it's like, well, you can't say those things, and you raise an eyebrow to the principal and be like,
I'm setting the line at 13 and a half. Dean, you want to take the over or under?
I think I'm going under.
Right now?
I'm going under.
12, you're not a teenager. 13, you are.
I'm going under.
Going under on that?
But that's because
I'm called in at 10. And you asked personally, I'm going in at the age of 10. I'm going to have to get some context to the story and why the word was used and why this sounds disciplining.
Yeah. Well, I
got suspended in grade 8 for using the S word. We had the door open. It was springtime. And a big wasp or bee came flying in, and I said, holy shit, go home.
That was easy. How old were you?
Grade 8. I don't know, 18. I drove to school.
You didn't finish school, did you? This is Ken Campbell's article here at the Hockey News. Yeah. So Ken's all over it. It's a horrible look for the OHL. And so now you've set this precedent. Are you really expecting to be able to hold this moving forward?
How are you monitoring this?
And it's like, hey, David Branch, just ring, David Branch. Hey, Dave, when you mic up players, I think probably every team in the OHL has probably done this, put a mic on a guy and skate around. Like, you want to go sift through that tape and see how many guys you need to suspend, you asshat?
Yeah, get the mics off the boards too.
Jeez.
For a hockey game, right? You know what I mean?
You want to sift through some tape, bud?
Now, let me sit. Let you know which side I'm on here, but let's flip this a little bit. So it's the referee taking the other player's word for it.
I don't think anything happened with the referee. It was one that he reported it to the referee, and then following, I think he probably played that game, and then following the league suspended. That's my interpretation.
But we're taking the kid's word for it.
Okay, Boomer just called me something, and I go tell you, and you're like, Dean, you're not allowed on the show.
And so this is what Ken Campbell says is really the big issue. It's not, deciding what words are evil or not, which is pretty insane. It's that there's no transparency to the process, and there's just a game handed down with a number on suspension, and there's no appeal process. What league have you heard of on earth where you can't even appeal?
Yeah.
So some dude at the OHL is playing judge, jury, and executioner. Like, fuck off. That's horrible.
If it's a situation where there's something going on and the ref is standing right there and here's the slander.
Yeah. That's one thing.
Okay. Now there's a discussion to be had. But this is a step. I can't believe that there's just stop the freaking planet.
I get why you don't want to leave the house.
I don't want to leave the house, man. That's why I don't friggin' leave the house. Why would you? Why would you ever leave the house?
Man, there's some good stuff going on inside the house. It's online. That's the trouble. You got to get off your screens, Dean. Get out of the house. Go to the park.
Go to the park?
Yeah. Go see some animals, breathe some fresh air. Let's go.
Park, like
you're winning me over for sure. The park and
you got two dogs. You telling me the dog park isn't the fucking greatest? What are you talking about?
Well, I go to the dog park. I just let's be literal Larry over there. Just settle down.
Sorry, we derailed you.
No, that's good. Did our buddy Chris Tanev have some more unfortunate luck last night? Because I was in the kitchen, I was doing some cleanup, and I looked up and I saw a familiar sight. We've seen it many times. The name bar Tanev, and then a number. Tanev.
It's around 3, I think. Walking
down the tunnel headed towards the locker room.
There's 2 bits of misfortune.
A tale as old as time. Yeah. There it is.
Couple
Tanev tunnel walk. You could do it as a Halloween costume or something. Just have like some sort of a shower curtain rods kind of going out, and then some drapery, and then just wear a Tanev jersey, and you're just constantly walking down the tunnel back to the locker room. Let's take a look at we do have some evidence, visual kind of here.
McKinnon is lurking backdoor, couldn't find him. Makar will jump on the loose puck by the blue line. See Chris Tanev going off to the dressing room for the Stars. You mentioned Chris Tanev in game number 4. He was walloped in a big way.
And here you're going to see him take a shoulder. It's almost an inadvertent play as McKinnon is going through the other way. He runs right into Tanev, and man, that...
Yeah. So the word is, had at least one tooth pulled in the locker room? Is this what we're...
Yeah. Snaggletooth there might be gone.
Wow.
Didn't miss much time, though.
No. I tried telling that to my kid. So this man just got busted in the mouth, went back to the room, has lost at least 1 or 2 teeth, and has come back moments later to play. Not many sports.
Nope.
Not many guys, and not many sports.
It's going to take a while for the freezing. No, just do it. No time for freezing. Go.
Don't want freezing. Your face swells up. It makes things worse. Just get...
Has he got like one going there?
Yeah, the snaggletooth. I hope he didn't lose snaggletooth. So sorry, I was looking at something else. Is that photo you had pre or post?
Well, I'm guessing that's post.
Because that's snaggletooth hanging there. Like, that guy's been there for a while.
Yep.
So as long as that guy's still there, I'm happy for him.
Just want to run into that guy at the bar with your lovely lady. Look at this.
I'm here to pick up your daughter. Oh, Christ.
Chris is married with children.
Guess we're not having corn on the cob tonight.
Jeez.
Would take him an hour.
One at a time.
Yeah, or maybe typewriter it. I'm not sure what you'd do there. But he is a tough SOB. We knew that.
He also had the minor penalty that set the Avs up for the power play where Makar tucked in the game winner, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old, I'm going to cry. Oh, shit. I got him up too high.
Oh, well.
He's been great. He's a warrior. And this series all of a sudden is a little more interesting because that was home court last night. Now you got to go back to Denver. Things get harder.
where they haven't been good against Dallas at home this series, but outside of that have been very, very, very good at home this season.
Yep. Best home team in the NHL.
Yeah.
At altitude in game 6.
Yeah.
High.
They're high.
Makar can shoot it, eh?
He can do everything. I'm waiting for something.
I'm going to go left and right. His lateral movement on the blue line, it's a video game. Zip, 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 zip. Zing! How he can wrist that thing.
Arcanoid, the thing that moves back and forth on the bottom of
sure, that's one of them, yeah.
All off of that's
Pong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Learn to skate, kids, I guess. Is the moral of the story.
Yeah, I'm sure if you try, you can be as good as Makar. Just where you go.
How much money do your parents have? And how bad do you want it? That's what it comes down to.
That's Zach Hyman, not Cale Makar.
Oh, sorry.
There's a lot of them. I think there's more
than
one.
It's not an isolated incident, that's for sure.
Kids with wealthy parents?
I'm going to buy this team and then load it with the best coaches and recruit from around North America to bring in players to play with my kids. Like, yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's almost like people with lots of money
have better
can do things that people without lots of money can't.
What would be, let's just stop here for a moment, just because I'm curious because I get to live this. What would be the most expensive sport in the world? Equestrian?
Yeah, I was going to say anything with horses.
That one's up there,
right?
What about the sailboat racing?
Oh yeah, yachting.
Yachting when you're out there and you're trimming the
You know what? Here's one for you.
Yarning.
What's the game where you ride the horses and then you have the big long croquet bats?
Polo.
That'd be the
polo because you got a team of horses.
Yeah.
I've heard tales of we got to fly in these
you got to put them on Argentina
to have a match. There. Oh, how do you fly in? Well, we just got a big old plane that we put the horses and the whatever the croquet jockeys on. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Comfort
Not a lot
animal.
Of rags
I wanted
riches.
It's a comfort animal. I need it up front with me.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed's fucking flying the plane.
Yeah.
What is it? Take a left in Albuquerque.
It's a carry-on bag full of carrots. What? I've got
Sir,
a couple.
These apple slices are not in the U.S. We're gonna have
legitimately, hockey is heads and tails of the four major sports.
Yes, of the four majors, no question.
Right? Like
you can get psycho with your figure skating and your gymnastics and all this other stuff, but of the major
baseball, basketball, football,
and because most of those you can play at school in the States.
Throw soccer in there if you want. That's the cheap.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean there isn't crazy expensive academies and lessons and all
no. But just in general, you can't just hop outside and play hockey.
Like you need a rink,
ice surface alone.
Yep.
Like Marshawn was telling me, like it's $1,000 an hour or something for ice down in California. Like
really?
What the fuck are we talking about?
And the thing about that equestrian, not only like you need horses, but I'm guessing it's just not some flea bag nag from some out in Bob's pasture or something. I'm thinking there's probably some training, some bloodline.
You know what it costs to feed a horse? The vet.
Oh my
insurance.
God. Yeah.
Fuck.
I can't check this bag. What is it? It's my oat bag.
Didn't you say Treliving had his kids and horses?
Oh yeah,
that's gonna wipe them out.
Yeah. There again, it seemed like
all that pizza dough.
You probably don't get into that sport if you're not in a certain.
Yep, I'd say the same with polo. Yep.
Right, like.
Hey, I'll meet you at the park at 2. Pick up polo. Bring your horse.
Hey, Dad, I think I'm going to play polo.
Polo? Yeah, I was watching
Marco Polo.
Wide World of Sports this afternoon, and it just looks great. Not sure.
You get to play croquet, kid. Fuck polo.
Yeah, Marco Polo in the pool, and then we'll play some croquet on the lawn. That's as close as you're getting to fucking polo.
Bocce. Do you know what that is?
Bocce's great.
A bunch of balls, and then there's a smaller ball.
Thing.
You try and hit the smaller ball.
Yeah, that's cost effective.
That is.
You have a lawn nearby?
Do we know what's happening? Well, you know what? Tee it up, Pinder. You're doing a thing tonight.
Yeah, we got 5 of the 7 Sutter brothers, 6 of whom played in the NHL, gathering tonight at the Tap Room in Strathmore, Origin Malting and Brewing. our pals. We're all wearing the gear. Rhett's got the hat. You got the shirt. I got the hat. 7 o'clock, the event begins. Doors at 6. The tickets are at Eventbrite. Nearly sold out. Not many left. And so we'll have the twins, Rich and Ron, on first. Do a little bit of a live auction. Then Brian, Dwayne, and Brent will come up, and then we'll throw on the old 2 teams in Western Canada. One of them's going to burn series to watch the end of that.
There you go. 60 Spruce Park Drive in Strathmore is the location. You mentioned Eventbrite. Just go to Eventbrite, the website, and then search Origin. You're going to find it. Get your tickets. $20. All the money going to the Sutter Benevolent Fund. And you can go and have some of the 6 Sutter shooters or, the Barn Burner Blonde.
Yeah, Rhett's Whoopsies or Warner's Whoopsie. That's a good one, too.
Yeah, that was there.
It was the original blonde that were like, it's good, but it's not good enough for those ass hats on YouTube. We need to crank this up a notch.
That's right.
There's standards, damn it.
Yeah, and if you've never been, a hell of a night. They got the TVs on. They're going to be watching the game, having some great food out of the Origin kitchen, and of course having just some of the best beer you're ever going to have in your life. From the
good times. They're friendly folk too. If you're not complete puddle, they'll even give you some tours, things like that. It's great. Yeah. See how beer's made.
Betcha.
Barley grows there, and then we put it in here, and then we malt it here, and then you put it in there, and then this beer comes out, and then it goes in Pinder's belly. Good.
Yeah, here's where Pinder fell asleep, and then got him up. Yeah,
that's where he puked.
Kind of how that goes.
Puke there.
So tonight, do we have potential goaltending questions on both sides now? On the Vancouver and Edmonton side? Because what are we?
I'm hoping we'll have them for Game 6.
Okay.
Because I feel like I would say it's 95% Pickard and it's 95% Shelovs.
Okay. Artur's Shelovs has been great for the Canucks, but of course he's their number 3 almost.
I think he's probably 2 now, but yeah.
Of course, Thatcher Demko is their stud number 1. He missed the chunk of time in the regular season, came back, played a little bit, played 1 game in the playoffs. He gone. And Shelovs has come in and he's been terrific for them. But of course, as Brian said, was Demko close? How close is he? Here was Rick Tocchet talking about his number 1.
We've seen Demko on the ice now a couple times. Is it looking like he could potentially be an option for Game 6 or Game 7 if necessary?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that far. All I know, he's improved immensely the last 72 hours. I can give you that. He's really, he's I'm not going to give you a percentage, but it's better than 10%. Like he's really, the last 2-3 days he's made some strides, big strides.
So there you go.
Aaron Rodgers.
Is that what it is?
Huh?
The ayahuasca? Is he on the magic beans?
Oh, if he's not, he should be.
Yeah. He's come a long way in the last 72 hours.
What the hell does that even mean?
Come a long way.
He's not practicing with the main group yet. If
come a long way. But it's also the playoffs, and you don't practice like you do in the regular season. There can be extenuating circumstances.
And it's also the playoffs. So you probably want a little misdirection.
That's right. A little bit of
people to play on. Subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
That's your word, Dean.
It's not dynastic, but it's all right.
Oh, it's better. I love
I'll
subterfuge.
submit that to the jury. And on the other side, of course, old Calvin got the win the other night. Rhett, you wouldn't have started him in Game 4. Yeah. Would you start him in Game 5?
You have to. You want.
You have to.
You have to. Old Chuck could put a noose around his neck if he throws Skinner in there and he lets in a few. I mean, I don't. Yeah, no.
I had to kind of spin through Chuck.
I always call him Chuck. Yeah, no, you have to. Again, I still would. I don't think he was the reason they won, but
no, he was fine. He was solid. That's what they haven't been getting from the old skin flute here. Like, it's just get us to 900, stop the ones you're supposed to.
You didn't completely soil yourself. Congrats on earning another start in the postseason.
You're now one of 32 starters in the league, but there's only 8 teams left, so you're one of 8.
And granted, you did let one in there at the end of the game to tie things up when we kind of, it could have been worst case scenario, but you didn't. And congratulations, you're back in the net.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
You're great. We believe in you.
Yeah. Tocchet wasn't having any of it. Of course he wouldn't. But there was the question asked post-game 2 games ago or 2 days ago. Is there something to be said about really not playing that well and not bringing your best, but still having a chance to win it and being tied in the late stages. And then, of course, he goes off. He's like, no, there's too many mistakes. We can't look at it that way. But we can, right? And I don't know if it's a shot against the Oilers or if it's credit to the Canucks. But yeah, it was all Oilers for a good chunk. Third period, Vancouver started to get things going. But is there any of that? Take all of the, take your coaching hat off right now, I guess. Because if you're talking, you can't look at it that way. But we can. Is there anything to be taken from the fact that the Canucks were really outplayed and outclassed, but still had it tied with under 5 to go?
I think there's something to be taken from it. And I think it even bigger is the fact that, like, it was what he alluded to. It was, they came back and tied it. They had a chance to win, and even though they didn't play well, but they've got a bunch of passengers, and one of them being their best fucking player. Jeez,
a third of their roster.
I got to do some push-ups. I got to do, like, I'm just
right now.
cussing left and
I got
right.
some push-ups in the Pinder Report. You can make them harder. You just put plates on your back. You'll see.
We need to bring back the swear jar. Ding! Oof. We got to bring that back.
I think we bankrupted a company with that one.
Yeah, but I do believe that. That's how teams, we have the Canucks in particular have their best player. I think.
Yeah. They're not using them like it.
No,
he looks like a.
And sorry, but what you brought up earlier about Carolina's top line and how oddly they've been, you don't get those backing. The numbers are not backing up Pettersson's play, are they?
No, and he's playing with dusters. He's got Sam Lafferty and Mikheyev. It's like corpses out there, and he doesn't deserve to be playing with better wingers. But also, it's like, yeah, he can be their best player. He certainly hasn't been
proven here talking, but maybe he's hurt. Like that would, to me, when I hear he's playing with those guys, I think there's something wrong with him. And Tockett's going, wow. Why?
Okay, I was going to say this with the Pinder Report, but it's very topical, and now's the time. It fits best. Pettersson with the media yesterday. It's an off day between games. There's a couple things here. One, there's the question about, like, we're not injured. What's going on? But the biggest takeaway is look at Elias Pettersson's body language here and tell me this is a guy that's feeling good about anything in his life.
I know that you in the club, everyone's maintained there's not an injury. So from your perspective, why has it been so difficult these last 3 months to generate the way you maybe did previously?
Yeah, good question.
Any thoughts, any answers?
No.
There's also been some thought that, and even Rick said it earlier, that maybe you're not getting the support you need, and there's a thought out there that maybe if you're playing with players that score more or things like that, that might help. Do you see it that way at all?
Yeah, maybe it could help, but also at the end of the day, I can only focus on what I can do, and obviously I want to be better. I want to be the difference maker, and hasn't gone obviously the way I wanted to be, but at the end of the day, can't dwell on it too much. We have a game tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do my best, and yeah, that's where my head's at.
What the fuck is that?
I literally said to Jack, wait till Rhett sees the Pettersson clip.
What? I gotta try there's a guy you want to rally around. Just quit.
It reminds me of
life's too fucking hard for these guys, apparently. Like, what are you talking about? Stanley Cup playoffs, you just got a $90 million deal, whatever the hell it is. And that.
It reminds me of Mel Gibson, his character in Braveheart, when they you just screamed freedom, and everyone was like, we don't care if we're going to die. We're following you into battle. This is our leader. Let's go. It's very similar vibes, Rhett. That's what I think of when I see that.
Talk's got to love this guy's attitude. Like I can see why he's got him playing with those two shitty players, because he's gonna inspire them to greatness. Just
he's cut bait here. He's giving them the guys that aren't playing well, and he's treating it like a third line.
Well, he's cut bait, but he's also at a point now he might have to swallow a bit of pride, because he can help them if he gets
going. So, you're right. So it's two things here. But and you know what's disappointing me, I think, in general with all of it, is we're seeing this creep in a lot. Go back to last year, the Winnipeg Jets. Who's the coach there? Bonus. Going in. Fucking Maurice quit.
He walked on that group.
He quit because the guys don't care.
Yep.
You got guys leaving teams for greener pastures. You got a guy that's in Vancouver. He's being compared to Gretzky at one point in his career. And now life's sad and hard, and I don't want to try. In the Stanley Cup fucking playoffs. What are we talking about? Talking's too hard. Talking shouldn't have to say a word. You should be out there taking over.
It looks like a guy.
Did the check go through on this extension for Pettersson? It did.
We signed that yet? We signed the extent. Oh, shit.
He cashed it already?
God damn it.
Seriously. There's Colorado the other day. Oh, we got bad news. So,
what's your confidence level? It's not overly high.
Not very good. Might be hard.
Oh, jeez. Mic drop.
It looks like a guy who's been dumped by his girlfriend.
That mic stand is terrible. When these moments happen, it's hard on the equipment. Go ahead, Ryan.
It just looks like a guy that he's
quit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the quit thing, that looks like just got dumped in high school for the first time. Dog died. And I'm just feeling sorry for myself. That's what it looks like.
The other part of it is too, and you brought it up, and the numbers will tell you, he is on a line right now, whether he deserves better line mates or whatever. But listen, Ilya Mikheyev has 1 goal in his last 60 games.
He's been awful.
Sam Lafferty-Daniel has not pissed a drop the entire series.
Lafferty-Daniel.
Yeah, and they're rolling.
Rick Tocchet has been in a fucking dressing room and has a clue.
Oh, I think he's slotted exactly where he should be based on how he's played. And this is sort of the challenge.
So again, it goes back to the best player has to be catered to and babied along.
No, he's not. That's the whole point. Rick's saying, I'm not babying you. You're going to get shit until you start
that's
trying.
That's what we're saying. Yeah. Oh, you better.
I'm not saying that. I'm not asking to change the lines. Look, Lindholm's been better. JT Miller's been better. They're both centers. If the only thing you could do is you're at home, you have last change, you could put the lotto line back together. That's Besser, Miller, Pettersson. One of them moves to the wing, and then your bottom 6 center depth is shit, and you load up on more top 2 line minutes. I mean, you could do that.
Which he probably would if he thought that there was a heartbeat in that kid. That kid and then care less.
Maybe Pius Suter is a fucking center in the playoffs. That's a little scary. I mean, I don't think there's an obvious move that Rick Tocchet's missed.
I think he's absolutely appalled at that. Here's my ticket. Give me my money back. This idiot's going to be the guy for the next 8 years.
It's actually that starts next year.
He's making 7.35. He gets that.
I guess that's not enough to go.
That bump to 11.
This is the whole point. It shouldn't be about money anyway.
Well, it's not getting paid.
It's too hard for him.
If we make playoffs next year, I'll be really good next year. I'm just okay.
I'll be finally making what I'm worth. So then I'll show up.
It's a $92.8 million 8-year extension that kicks in next year. I think he's a really good player, but he's been a guy that we've seen at times in his career just completely look lost. I think the last time we saw it was when Travis Green was there, played him on the 4th line. And earned it.
Seeing some tendencies at all?
Well, it's there's probably a lot of this in the human, right? That's what that looks like. That looks like a depressed,
not what elite down and out human. Players and guys that want it do. They don't go and crybaby it on the fucking stage for the media.
I agree.
Question.
I think part of it, I wondered part of it is too, there's the pressure that he'll put on himself, the fans, and to Tocchet's credit, he hasn't skirted it. He's like, Petey has to be better.
Yeah,
he's been very public a number of times. Not saying some guys have to be better.
Whenever you say there, do you think Gretzky felt pressure to be because the media or the fans thought too much of them? I think Mario Lemieux.
These are some of the greatest players.
So what the fuck is this guy supposed to be right now?
Not those guys. I think, Rhett, like your point's well made, but let's just say JT Miller, because that's a guy that you would have thought was their second best forward, and he has stepped up and he has owned it when he's been shitty, and he's earned everything he's gotten here. If you could at least give JT Miller work ethic here, that's a measuring stick you can match up to. Not one of the top 5 players ever.
The point I'm making is that in what world do you get to just decide that his life is so hard and his lack of want to, like, I respect McKinnon for saying I haven't won shit and I want to win the cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, what are we getting out of this guy that just did this interview? Any vibes of I give a shit?
It's his life.
Not great vibes. For sure.
And it's the pressure to perform. What pressure? You should want to win the Stanley Cup. That's not pressure. That's a want to win. That's my goal. That's my dream. When you're dreaming about something, a very attractive lady, and you're trying to date her, the pressure's too much. I can't no. It's your dream to win the Stanley Cup. It's not a pressure. It's not a pressure.
What if we put Nils Höglander with them? I mean,
I don't give a shit. The vibe I get from that kid, I'd sit him in the fucking stands.
Oh, dear. It's really getting hot now.
I'm not coaching, so I can get really. I can.
Yeah.
Tocchet was throwing out all kinds of names yesterday. There's the one 19-year-old kid. You just never. His quote at the end was, "Hey, when I came in here, I was going to take some swings." Who knows?
Yeah, they've got lots of options for guys that can outperform what they've seen in the bottom 6 there. I don't know that this Linus Karlsson or Amon's been undeniable.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Well, Mikheyev and I are tied this series for points. So
there's
that. Yeah. Carson Soucy will be back. That is something on the back end. They are at home. And hey, did you know? Again, you talk about things that are probably not good. It's not good news. Nikita Zadorov leads the Canucks in goals and points on home ice during the postseason.
And he's scored in 4 straight home games.
4 straight home games.
Fucking beast.
He has scored.
Do they love him out there or what?
Too much pressure for Big Z, the Z Cat. He can't. The fans and the media, it's too much.
If Zadorov scores tonight, he'll join Paul Coffey as the only D-men to score in 5 straight playoff home games.
Stop it.
Zadorov and Paul Coffey.
How did you
ballot Hall of Famers? That's what Hall of Famers do, Pinder. That's what they do.
You should have spat your coffee out after saying Paul Coffey. Start again.
I don't have a drink. It's not good. There's expensive stuff. I can't do it. But yeah, Big Z. He's made himself some friggin' money. I'll tell you what.
Yep. You know what the challenge is with him? It's the same as when Goodbranson was here. They had really, really good years when they're slotted properly. And you're like, shit, this is a really, really, really nice piece. And then anyone that's going to be able to afford what he wants, which is top dollar, is going to slot him incorrectly and try to play him 23 minutes a night. And that's not going to go well. But fuck, when he's on, he's great.
But he brings intangibles. He's a hard hitter. He's physical. He fights. He defends his teammates.
He doesn't fight well. He's a horrible fighter.
He's a presence in the locker room. Swift skater.
Turnover machine. Yeah, there's lots there. We've talked about the roller coaster. He's a great third pair defenseman.
He can be a good second pair defenseman.
Was he here when he got put in top 4?
Well, depending on who he's paired with.
Okay.
So if you're a team that has, defensive defenseman, and you could put Zadorov there, I think he could suffice for you as a top.
That's what people thought about Goodbranson here. They're like, yeah, he's a great third pair defenseman, but we could play him as a second pair in Columbus, and we'll give him 4 times 4.
Oh, listen, I'm not defending what.
No, I think it's very similar.
All I'm saying is there's maybe a scenario exists where Zadorov could be sustainable as one in your second pair.
He'll be on his 6th team next year if he leaves Vancouver.
So popular. Sought after defense.
What I'm saying is what you're saying.
They got to
get
so many teams.
You can see the tools. They're undeniable.
Toolsy.
There are tools.
Yeah. But
how it hasn't, well,
I think maybe it has
5 teams.
I think maybe it has. If this is Nikita Zadorov, he's not the worst player in the world. He's an NHL. He's an everyday NHL defenseman.
Having a great series.
Who is physical and contributes offensively. Skates very well. I don't know that you want to sort of play the offensive defenseman card here. Like he's on a heater here, but like, what did he have? He said he scored more. 15 goals last year, Ryan.
14. He had a hat trick last
14 goals last year, Ryan.
Against the Sharks.
Hey, numbers are, hey.
No, he scored more in the playoffs than he did in the regular season with Vancouver. It's clearly like a nice heater he's on. This is as good as he can look. Let's be fair.
And because you're of very few teams remaining that are playing, you get a little bit more spotlight, 100%. And that can be bad and good.
Price tag goes up, expectations go up.
Like, it's so hard because I don't know. It all depends on the term. But what is the number that he can command this summer?
He's 29, and so you'd be able to go try to get 4, 5, 6 years. I just think of I hate to keep bringing back to Good Branson. He's better. But that tells me he should be asking for more than 4 years and more than $4 million. Like, why wouldn't it be 5 times 5.5, 6 times 5? Like, he should be getting $30 million here, shouldn't he?
Yes, that's what I had in my head.
And the problem is that a contending team is going to be like, that's not a good use of money. And a team that maybe isn't smart or is so poor on defense, like, we'll do it. And then he's slotted incorrectly. It's kind of like this catch-22. He's a great player when he's slotted correctly, but if he's going to go chase top dollar, he's not going to be slotted correctly.
Calgary's a lot of cap space.
Yeah, I don't think you want to hold the 5-6 year bag on this. No.
Guess we'll see. See what Connie wants to do there.
I'd go spend that on Chris Tanev on a short-term deal. Let's go.
His teeth.
There'll be none left to come out by the time he's here.
He's got some serious dental issues there.
Calgary, you say it
you really
every time.
I know. He's never coming back.
Multiple places that they loved Calgary.
They say that all the time. And I actually think he probably did. But once you leave, you go, oh, wait. Dallas.
That is the thing. It's like, oh, that was fun on a nice playoff run. And there's no winner here. That's kind of cool. Like, I get it. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's conversations July 1.
So what?
So you overpay and you shorten up term. Lots of cap space, you just told me.
Yeah, lots of cap space.
Oliver Shillington's never been a top 4 defenseman without Chris Tanev.
So what would Betway have as the odds of a Chris Tanev return?
Okay, so Dallas is probably going to be the favorite because he's been there. They might go on a run. If they win, I think those odds they're probably like
but the rest
even
of the league's
money.
Already they knew who he was and they're watching him again.
Back to Calgary plus 350,
and they're seeing what he can do on a very good defense and good team
where he's slotted correctly.
Yes. That there were a lot of teams. I think it's extremely low probability.
Very.
Are you willing to eat something or do something silly if he comes back here? Sure. I feel like we could rope you into that.
As long as you match it.
Well, it wouldn't be a match if you think it's a long shot. We'd need like an 8-1 type thing.
I just don't understand because you do trot it out there.
You trot it out a lot.
I'm not trotting it out with other guys. I think this is unique.
I know. I'm not saying you are trotting it out with other guys. You trot it out about 10.
I've just heard it from a lot of different places. That's all. So if one person says like whatever, but I've heard it from 3 different places, like one in the org, one outside the org, one that knows the family. Like, okay, like, I'm putting more credence in this.
Is it at the ship?
Last call at the ship.
2 a.m. Yeah.
E5.
I was talking to a guy. It's where it's all my sources. They're always at the ship at about.
Here's one for you. So would he be more or less likely to return to Calgary if he wins or doesn't win in Dallas?
I think it's extremely unlikely to begin with, and I think it's
more or less
if he wins.
Okay.
Yeah,
some people are like, if he gets the ring.
No, because you become even closer with the guys you're with, and you want to stick around. And who was that dopey goalie they signed in Dallas in the lockout? The Russian kid.
We're not going.
Anton Khudobin. And I would also think that once if you win, there's 2 ways to look. Well, I've won. Now nothing else. Now it doesn't matter. Or B, winning's fun. I don't want to go to back to a rebuilding team. I want
money talks for sure. And again, I think you can like Calgary all you want. I've yet to hear people that are disappointed playing in Dallas.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree. Winning. So.
And what do they have to do next year? Pavelski's up. He's gone. Duchesne's up. He's been a good fit there. Needs to raise if he's coming back. Second contracts for no one. That Harley needs to get paid. That's a big one for them. He's been awesome. 22-year-old defenseman. They could lock him in big number.
You're discounting 30 others.
I'm just trying to see if they can afford him. That's what I'm doing here. Maybe.
Well, the
Stars.
Yeah, but even the Pavelski money coming off.
Yeah, I'm looking at what obligations are due next year. Like Thomas Harley's not going to make $800,000 ever again. He might be a $6 to $8 million defenseman moving forward.
Cal Tire. Whether you're an owner or operator, maybe you have a small fleet of trucks, Cal Pro Plus is the dedicated tire program just for you. It's a free program. I said free. Listen, free program. Access to exclusive deals and savings, a price match guarantee, flexible financing options, preferred pricing on everything you drive, including your own vehicles with your family. Not too shabby. Additionally, you'll get dedicated member support. It's on hand to answer your questions, recommend and source the best tires, basically do all of the work for you. That's what it's about. Cal Pro Plus. Exclusive deals on tires, annual members-only deals on Bridgestone, Firestone, and more. One free flat tire repair per year. Flexible financing options, and yeah, that dedicated member support. They're going to ensure you get the best pricing. They're going to monitor inventory across the Cal Tire. The whole, they got a ton of stores, 260 plus stores to help you. So all you need to do is sign up. The website to do so, calproplus.com, calproplus.com. Sign up today. You're going to be thankful you did. And the price is right when it's free. Not bad.
It's like a personal assistant for your tires. I love it.
Yeah.
You have to pay them.
What do you know about tires? Rubber and round. Beyond that, not much. Good. Cal Pro Plus. Just let us do it.
Well, we'll take care of this, sir. This is off your desk now.
Pinder Report. Jack, how's the Pinder Report today?
Pretty good.
You know what? I got some feedback. People loved the blind box, the mystery box, where we make Dean pick between Dorn,
I liked it,
or the mystery box. People are like, this, it has to stay. So my promise to you is until Tim Nackey's back, we'll do the mystery box and Dorn the foodie.
Are these also the people that tell you about Tanev at 1:50 a.m. at the ship? Is this the same?
That's your unsubstantiated rumor. No, these are the people.
There's a lot of people who say it's great. Okay.
These are the people that send me snake videos. This is not my Flames
weird
information people.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Inventory, new stock on the ground every week. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing at MSRP. Try out the new Pilot. Try out the Passport. Wow. Try out the Civic, the Accord, the CRV. Chances are, if you take any of those, the new Honda line off the lot, you are going to have one of the most respected and regarded vehicles on the planet. It's all at Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. And
RANT Pinder.
They present the Pinder Report.
All right, fellas, last night's action in the NHL. There it is. One game only, and it did have a little drama. There we were with 3 minutes left, and just one more. We'll get some over. Nope, didn't happen. 5-3 your final. Okay, Avs are back. They took off their pouty pants. They heard Rhett's rant. They decided that life was worth living and that the sun would come up and they could actually go out and give a solid effort. Well done, Rhett. You got through to them.
I'm very positive.
You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration.
I bring emotion to the show.
Elias Pettersson's going to be on fire tonight once he sees Rhett's shit going viral. You knew there might have been a little bit of cockiness in Dallas when we look behind the bench. Now, there's been some notable figures, shapes, all kinds of things behind the bench. There is a man dressed up as Jared Bednar, Rhett, with the hair, the suit and tie, and then the lady with the prominent yams. That's actually a buddy dressed up with the wig, trying to look said Glass Candy.
Are you sure?
It's I know, Dean, your eyes are horseshit, so I'm trying to help you here, okay?
Because it was a blonde lady that everyone was talking about, and that's clearly a blonde.
That's a blonde, sunglasses. I like the dress with the sleeveless dress. Really showcasing the biceps and triceps, Rhett.
I know it's less of a thing, but what's Grandpa drinking on the right there? Some green slushy thing? Grow up.
What is that?
What do you got going there?
Yeah. See, that's getting cocky. You can't be going to green slushy drinks. It's playoffs. Come on, people. Yeah, a little bit of that 5 o'clock shadow on the babe tonight too. There, that's getting cocky too.
Did you guys see me behind the bench? We all saw you behind the bench at the Dallas game. Yes.
I think more typically it's check out my social reels, VIP dates.
I love
meeting up with friends who have private jets. You too could have a play date.
That's a very good impression. That is exactly what she sounds like. I didn't know you did impressions.
I do many impressions. Yeah. If only Jim Benning was in this series we got tonight. That would be a fun one. Speaking of tonight, here's what we're looking at, friends. Here's what we got. It's Carolina, New York from Raleigh. Did you see what Seravalli tweeted today? Is there a rally in Raleigh?
A rally in Raleigh. Got it.
Sorry about that. And then, yes, the series that you can't turn off. It's been absolutely sensational. Still, Betway has it at minus 300 that one of these cities will burn when this series ends. It's Vancouver, Edmonton. Game 5 tonight, the scene switches back to Vancouver. It's been splitsies. Oilers get one in Vancouver. Vancouver gets one in Edmonton. Now it's a best of 3. And after the adjustments that Edmonton made, swapping their bottom 4 defensemen and sliding in a new goaltender, splitting up Draisaitl and McDavid, we'll see what Rick Tocchet does with last change, home ice, and a roster where he said about a third are passengers. Schedule release day yesterday, friends.
That's right.
I'm not happy.
Now, have you perused the Bills' schedule? What did they do on socials? Every team now has to do something special. It becomes essentially a night at the Oscars for social media teams around the NFL who can create the coolest bit of content. The Chargers are like the late 70s Islanders. It's a dynasty. Every year they beat everyone at schedule release. And just when you thought they might be running out of steam, here's what they did yesterday. The video game The Sims, where you can create an alternate universe? They did that for their schedule release. Now, typically, there's lots of nuggets in these. So we've got all their opponents swimming in the pool. We're going to pull away. Okay, watch these turkeys drown. Help, help. So this is the very start. We're welcoming people in. Schedule release party. Dun, 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 dun. Now, the beauty in these is that there's lots of little subtleties. It's Raiders week 1. They're clowns. That's their biggest rival. We know that. And then here we go. Panthers week 2. Cam Newton ready to fight. I don't know if you have any reference for that one there. Pause here. That's Jack's team. Let's back it up a bit. Now, your star receiver is George
Pickens, yes.
George Pickens. He's watching himself getting drafted on TV. What's with the mask? Do you know what the mask is with George?
I don't know the story behind the mask, but that is what he did during the draft. He just stood in front of his TV with a mask while he was selected.
So they're making fun of him. And then it's like, okay, well, who's new to the Steelers? There's Fields, but also Russell Wilson. Uh-oh, we got 2 quarterbacks here. Oh, no, I wanted to be the starter. Then we go to the Kelce brothers. There's the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift in the window. This is really good stuff, boy. It's on and on it goes. Onto the private jet we go. Bye week. Pretty good stuff. It goes on and on and on through the whole schedule, which is sensational, but there are many nuggets. This is, of course, a reference to the Waltons that own the Broncos, and Sean Payton trying to refund his players with the receipt. It's not allowed. Now it's, hey, look at our franchise quarterback. The Grim Reaper is going to get you Kyler Murray. Williamson shot here for New Orleans. It's a lot, fellas. You need about 2 hours to unpack this thing.
Whew. Yeah, I watched it a few times. This is the quarterback factory. There's some Brandon Weeden and Kitna.
Yeah, and then we see
it's
the Titans. This is, of course, a reference to Jamar Chase. I'm always open. 7-Eleven, always open. Rather funny.
With his hat on.
Yes. the more you watch, the more there is. This is the scene from Step Brothers, Jim and John Harbaugh, pillow fight in their rooms. And then, there's Kirk Cousins DJing with his chain, and everything's great until the young quarterback they draft walks in, and then it says 28-3 on the wall. That was the score in the Super Bowl. They lost. Oh, no. There's Kirk. It's, then we got Chiefs-aholic, Pat McAfee with the Stanley Cup as the judge. We go to the Chiefs here. We're cooking in the kitchen.
That's Baker with the Bucks.
Thank you, Baker. The Bucks will go back to the kitchen later. We're wishing for things in Denver because nothing ever happens. We're just wishing to be better. He wishes for cap space. Oh, you wanted real cap space or dead money? Because, of course, the buyout for Wilson was so expensive. On and on we go. This is the Patriots.
This is tough if you're only listening.
It really is. And we could probably just wrap it right there. Yeah, more clown show for the Raiders. They're all in jail as Tom Telesco, their former GM, walks by. Okay. It's a ton. Do you have a favorite egg in there, Jack?
There for your team.
Yeah, it's not my team. It is my team, but these are the schedule release champions. I'm not showing this to you because I like the Chargers. I'm showing you because every year they destroy this. This is Harrison Butker, who has said women belong in the kitchen, and they have him here baking in the kitchen, which is, I think, wonderful. Anyway, that's the best one there. Harrison's got, how do your shoes taste, bud?
Yeah. Interesting.
I would say that.
He said a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, he said a lot of things.
And people are also saying a lot of things about him where it's like, well, that's weird you said that because in college, the word was you were doing, Interesting cat.
His public speaking career in danger.
There's probably a very small subsection of Americans that would love to hear it, but for the general public, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Rams. This is kind of cool. Sean McVay, as part of the schedule release, they just sit down with him. Someone noted this is why he's going to make more money on TV than he will coaching. As part of the schedule release, they just ask him some questions about shit that's happened over the last 10 years.
The Rams 2024 schedule just dropped, and Sean McVay, we're going to test your trivia knowledge with some questions about each opponent on the slate. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
2021, Week 7. Lions are at SoFi. First and goal at the 5, early fourth quarter. Give us your play call.
Yeah, it was a great touchdown pass from Matthew to Cooper Kupp. That was lab to south right, close, fire, 2 fly, X crossers. Got him in a man coverage right there. Cooper just outflanked him. Good throw and catch.
All right, which team did Aaron Donald get his 100th career sack by the way?
It was a heck of a play. Full layout on Kyler Murray against the Cardinals. I have a picture of it. I still got to get him to sign that one.
In the 2021 NFC Championship, Cooper Kupp had an extremely rare emotive reaction to his catch. What play call led to that grab?
Good old-fashioned choice for him. It was F-mo to south-left clamp minus, 3 jet, F-choice stucco, man pressure, what a throw and catch. I mean, fitted in a tight window with Kwan Williams right there, and then the run after the catch. He looked like
the host is like, what are we doing here? This is, holy.
Yeah.
Week 7, 2014, it's 3rd and 8, yeah, we like this defensive coverage we saw, and we faked this and an audible. But like, holy shit, this is. He's going to make a lot of money, guys. I know you're.
And I struggle sometimes to remember Vladar's name.
The
backup. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Dan Vladar.
Yeah. Rhett didn't know if he played.
Doesn't he already make a lot of money?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He'll make more doing TV.
Yeah.
He's doing fine, and was the youngest coach in the league until Gerard Mayo last year got him, right? He took over for old Bill. You ever go buy something, you're like, this is a ripoff, I can't do it. Yes, if I can afford it, but this is against my morals. It's too expensive. Bleep this is gouging.
Well, only every day these days. Grocery store, gas pump, wherever you go.
Doesn't matter where you go.
Anyway.
Okay, so these 2 young ladies are over in the United Kingdom somewhere, and someone is going to open an ice cream stand, and the young lady in the white is not having the pricing. Here we go.
Girls, what's just happened?
So, there's an ice cream van there selling just 2 ice creams with 2 chewing gums in it.
Yeah.
For bloody £9 for 2 of them.
£9 for 2?
Yeah, £9. that is going to get nowhere. One that comes on my street is either £1 a pee or £2. That is going to get nowhere with that.
No, he ain't, is it?
No, he ain't.
That's well bad, isn't it?
You should know. And he only does bloody card. Stood there with my cash. Bloody hell.
That's well bad, isn't it?
Bloody well bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betty can hear me.
Betty can hear me.
Wonder where she picked that up.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what a personality.
Internet, probably the internet.
That's like Stampede parking. You see people lose $80. That's extortion. Man, what are you doing trying to park at Stampede, you idiot? It's free.
Some lucky guy's going to put a ring on that someday.
Oh, I got a weird feeling there might be more than one. Hey, Rhett, what happens when lightning hits a volcano?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yes.
Shit your pants?
Yep. This feels like a scene out of He-Man. Holy shit. I'd be moving. I don't know how much more lava's coming out.
That's AI.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I'll ask you the question. Is that AI, Dean? Got a lot of different people around this mountain at different sides.
Looks like when you had that manscaping incident a couple years ago.
Jeez. Got airplane written down here. I wonder what this could be here.
Not good.
Let's see what we got. Okay, so here we are. We're deplaning. Looks like all the passengers are off, and now the staff got to get going. And there's they got the big ramp. They wheel up to the door. Here we go.
Oh man!
Oh no! Oh, my notes. The clipboard.
So essentially, Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
Now, the comments are always good on this sort of stuff. Someone had said, his bones may be broke, but he won't be after this.
No.
Oof. That's an ouch when you fall straight onto the concrete.
Yeah. Not ideal.
My ribs.
Rhett must have been cursing a bunch because he was, rather than just normal push-ups, he had to load some weight up on his back because I guess that's how you get rid of the, like, if you put 2 plates on, then maybe each push-up counts as 10. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Cursing like a pirate, and then this is what happens. Oh, boy, that can't be good.
Okay, that's broken.
Oh, yeah, that's broken indeed.
It is.
Rhett.
I agree with your diagnosis, stupid.
How did he get those on his back? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Rhett, how's your hand?
It's been better.
Can you just not feel that a little bit when that happens?
That's why I don't do push-ups.
Right.
Only bad things can happen.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
So it's the weekend. It's a long weekend, which, you know.
Musician the weekend? Like,
it's a long weekend coming up. There is a musician called The Weekend. People on long weekends, including the weekend, like to get together with their pals and maybe get crushed, you know? So guys out with his homies. Nice view.
Some schnapps.
Have a little shot here.
Yeah, take it right off.
Hey, Pete, you'll go first. All right.
Yeah. Is that Frank with the fireball? He's going to start crying right away?
He's getting all emotional.
and
then in high school.
You're drinking it all, man.
Yeah, there.
Don't drink all of it. Pass it around.
Yeah.
He's worked a twist top before, for sure.
Yes.
That's not his first time.
No, that's... He wasn't reaching for the corkscrew. He knew it was up. So, crocodiles.
This time.
That's a few, plural. So they're feeding them. That looks like a fish. The little, what do you call that move where you do the roll?
Death roll.
It's the death roll. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I don't have an update on the fish, but it looks like that croc got out of there.
What is like? What am I?
It's a large collection.
I'm asking questions about this. Just shut up, Dean.
Some people collect Beanie Babies. Some people collect hockey cards. Other people collect 15-foot crocodiles.
Truth.
Some people dance with crocodiles. This is a little awkward. This is from when Rhett was playing in Florida. Romantic. Is that AI, Dean?
Dude, you were so wasted last night. You were drinking with an alligator.
No, it couldn't have been that bad. No,
I mean, I don't know how good she wasn't hot or anything, but I mean, crocodile. No, dude, it's crocodiles.
Huge teeth. Oh, they weren't that bad. Come on.
Well, I was in the hot tub and I was bombed. I don't know.
So now we've arrived at the moment.
And she didn't smell very good. Bad teeth.
Said she lived by the swamp. Moment of truth, Dean. You have Doran the Foodie or the mystery box?
Well, it went so well yesterday.
It'll be very anticlimactic when you pick Dorn.
I'll go with the mystery box.
How do you climb trees, Dean?
Well,
this is kind of how you do it right here. Look at that.
I see.
That's a lot. It's about a 20-foot snake there, retro, climbing a tree with relative ease.
Yeah.
Wouldn't feel safe up there. Ha! You can't get up. Oh, dear.
Like the monkey with the Mickey.
Yeah.
That snake has done that before.
Not a first-timer. I'm feeling more and more like if we are going to travel to these exotic countries, we're going to need a machete or two, Rhett.
I'm not going to travel to some of these exotic countries. Just going to avoid them.
Well, Aussie Brad you got his hopes all up. He thinks you're coming. So
I'll go to Australia. I've been there.
But I'm not going for a friggin' hike
in a rainforest.
No.
Yeah, like
I'll go
Melbourne.
To yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Man cave, bar, pub. Okay, that's it. Oh, did you want to go?
AFL game?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go do a little nature walk? Nope. I'm good. I'll be right here counting the stubby bottle tops on the side of your friggin' man cave.
Yeah, I'll be here with all 10 fingers and toes drinking beer.
Yeah.
You go deal with the tarantulas.
Snakes.
Yeah. Kangaroos with fangs. That's your Pinder Report on a Thursday, fellas.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ryan. So great. Village Honda, huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models, all budgets. They go through them with a fine-tooth comb, so you know when it's pre-owned and it's on the lot at Village Honda, it's as good as new. 90 units there, 500 more inside the dealership group. It's why Village Honda is and should be your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. And really, come on in from out of town. Come on in. They'll see you. They'll be happy to see you.
Just off the old ring road. Easy to get to.
That's right. Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, and your dealership for life. You know what I was thinking yesterday? Actually, I was looking this morning at the NHL scoring leaders in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as we chastised those asshats at the playoff draft that we had for taking Oilers and all Oilers and anything but Oilers.
Oh, I'd hate to see that. Yeah.
They're in decent shape. It's Draisaitl, McDavid, Bouchard, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's early. We're not even halfway through this tournament.
Then you got a Hyman
wins tonight.
And they're a little bit further down. Anyway, she's a big one tonight, boys.
How big? I got some stats for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so 292 times teams have played a game 5, tied 2-2.
Right.
The winner of game 5 has gone on to win 231 times. The loser of game 5 has only won 61 times. That is a 79.1%. You're going to win the series if you win game 5. This is a monster tonight, fellas.
Yeah. Well,
80% basically.
Didn't help the 04 team.
So you're rolling 61.
Jeez.
And to make it worse, I saw that stat, and I believe it's something to the effect of the Oilers are actually very good in that scenario.
8-0.
8-0.
Vancouver's 3-1. Yeah, and look, the Oilers, that's great that they're 8-0. They just lose tonight. We got no problem with that.
So just win.
Canucks?
Just win.
Yeah.
Saw this morning. I don't know, how was I going to tie it in there? Because I saw something, and then it was going to be... anyway, I forget what the... it doesn't matter. The segue was going to be. Saw a thing on the old interwebs this morning. Confirmed Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes.
Is either in production or is going to be, but it is going to be happening. So I don't know how I feel. The negative side is like, just don't, so good. But on the other side, we need some giggles. There's no funny movies. Hey, Sandler, I'm kind of bought and paid for. It's got to be so bad with you. I'm going to find some way to chuckle at you. Go ahead.
So as part of the problem is I continue to hear that comedians are almost the most at risk with the woke approach to life, right? Like so I trying to think back. Are there things that were in, like, there's certain comedies there's no chance you could make today that you made 20 years ago? That ain't happening.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles will never happen.
Tropic Thunder,
right?
No.
So can it be
tricky?
Fun?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to thread a needle here.
I think Sandler's comedy you can, because it was never overly
salacious.
Yeah, like it was dumb, funny kind of thing. I still end up watching whatever Sandler puts out. I end up watching.
See, and I'm like,
like, it's dumb, and I get it, but I'm dumb. It's like it speaks to me. Anyone remember what that tie-in would have been? Happy Gilmore, Sandler, golf.
Oh, I thought maybe it was that you're dumb and his comedy is dumb.
Well, that's definitely, that goes without saying. Yeah, I kind of threw it out there. So that's good.
Your golf year this year.
Yeah, it's really feeling good. Yeah, actually, it's odd you mentioned. I had the club in my hand the other day. I was in the garage getting some stuff out of storage, and the only thing that was there was my friggin' golf bag, so I had to use it to, like, pull down a suitcase or something.
Can I buy your golf clubs off you? You're not using them.
Oh, I'm gonna.
No, you're not.
And aren't you a lefty?
No.
Stupid. Aren't you the dumb idiot guy?
I'm a dumb idiot. I'm a righty. I'll use your clubs. I'll buy them off you.
No,
lightly used.
They're really good. Really good. So good.
Good clubs.
Yeah. Rhett, will you and I combine for enough rounds of golf this summer to match what Pinder will do?
No way. No.
You just might not combine for one round. What are you talking about?
Tanya just texted me about the alumni golf, and I
told her to beat it.
Golf.
I often wonder, we got the Warner response. Like, I wonder if they all gather around to see what the Warner. We've got the RSVP from Retro, everyone.
I feel like that's a disappointing game because he doesn't get his email on his phone, and then it's just usually not responses. It's I feel like he won the lottery.
Is that still Commodore and Regier running that thing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you and Reg are close, so it must really tear you up to not come.
It must really ride around the cart.
Yeah.
No problem. There's lots of great food out there.
That's right.
Great course out at Pettersson, but I'm
get in the outdoors, Dean.
Fresh air. Swing a club.
Oh yeah,
and hit a $7 or probably $10 golf ball that is, I know I'm not finding.
Yeah, Betway's got the number of combined rounds between you two set at 1.5. I'm going to take the under.
So what do we need? What needs to happen for us to enjoy the game? To be like, I want to do it again.
I don't have any hope for you. And
when can we do this again?
You won't.
My shoulders now. It's not. They don't hurt the odd time. They scream every swing, and it ain't like I'm not doing it.
We need advances in science for Rhett to golf again, and you won't. That's what we're hearing.
I'm close to needing medical answers as well, though. In fairness,
for your reason, you're not golfing.
Yeah. It's I'm breaking down. I'm an old man now, Ryan. I'm an old man.
You're putting a lot back into it, so
yeah. Yeah. Look out, life. Here I come.
When do we have the intervention on air?
2024.
Yeah, we should get Dean. Shush for a sec.
Just earmuffs there, Dean. We need to get a therapist.
One day we should just have someone show up on the show,
a psychologist or something.
See if they can break through that, wall.
Yeah,
get around it,
push down, pretend it's not there. That's
that pushing down thing.
A lot of pushing down the last
bring it back up.
50
get
years.
Up and out.
Let's get it out of there. Be light in his feet.
When things get slow, when the playoffs slow down, maybe.
Yeah. It seems like great content for June. Okay, good.
Jack, can you get Dean back on?
Yeah, bring in Boom, please.
Oh, wait, ready?
Okay. Hey, Dean.
Hey, fellas.
We're just talking about some summer content.
Okay. So Betway bets. Want to do Betway?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. 2 games tonight. Rangers of Carolina, 5 o'clock Mountain. Oilers of Canucks, 8 p.m. Mountain. Late for you, Rhett. Late for you.
Double header.
I am going to where's I going today? I think I was doing both in the same game. There we go. JT Miller, anytime goal. JT Miller beat himself up bad.
Yeah, I did.
Gave himself a verbal beating. A berating.
Yeah, him and Pettersson.
Yeah, both guys were really, really down and critical. I have faith in one of them to come back and try and redeem himself. Anytime goal, JT Miller, plus 187. And this is in one of the pre-built bets when you go into the Betway app. Canucks money line and total goals for the game over 5.5, plus 235. I'm going to go with the Canucks tonight. Money line, of course. As bad as they were last game, they were still kind of right there. And I think there's been a look in the mirror moment for guys like Miller and Pettersson and others.
Mm-hmm.
Go Canucks. 6 goals or more, plus 235.
That building is going to be bonkers.
Come on, Cal.
Come on, Cal. Who's Cal again?
Pickard.
Kuznetsov scored 3 games in a row, I believe. Wow.
2 for sure.
2, yeah. Sorry, this would be his 3rd in an elimination game, no less. Hop on the Albatross while you can. Plus 350 is a great number for a guy on a heater. We'll take that as we go a little big game hunting on an anytime goal for Kuznetsov and the Canes. And then Van in regulation, plus 180. That's a big, big number. Now, I suppose, have to live with myself and be content with an overtime Canucks victory. But look at the number for regulation, Dean.
I'm telling you, the fact that we're like openly pulling for the Canucks to win games it's I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It's weird. Not used to it.
Reevaluate your life a little.
It's also kind of a good omen for the Oilers. Usually when we're in lockstep.
Oh, it's and congrats on going up 3-2. Well done, fellas. Well done. The Canes are quite they're favorite tonight, big time.
Minus 180, minus 160.
160
minus
now,
160,
yeah.
And that they're at home. They're feeling good about themselves. And I would suggest that if it gets back to New York for Game 7, it'll be the Rangers that are favored.
And remember, we had Mike Francesa, that clip. That he doesn't know a lot about hockey. He knows a lot about a lot, but not so much hockey. His
depth of
knowledge, yeah. And the Rangers can come back, but they're going to need to come back.
Yeah, they can, but they're going to need to.
They're going to need to win the series. They're going to need to turn it around, is what he
you
said.
Can't lose the next 2 and win the series, Mike's noted. And that's a good observation.
So we know for sure there will be a Game 6 between the Oilers and Canucks Saturday night. Why don't we throw in a Game 7 as a little bit of a appetizer? Let's go Canes. Come on, Canes. Give us a Game 7.
At Madison Square Garden.
Let's go.
Oh, baby.
You'll be there.
You should get your ass there.
Get your ass to Maz.
Because I think the week after he's going to be in New York. But
I was going to go for the...
When do we get Panthers Rangers so your snooty kid will finally be okay with dad flying him around the country to watch playoff hockey?
Well, it's not the finals, but he might accept it if we go back.
Yeah.
If we go to New York first and then fly down to Florida.
Well, yeah, conference final at Madison Square Garden. It's okay.
If you got a spare $1,000 US, I guess. Not 2 of you, so...
Yeah, what would
about that? I think
you know what though. You'd be one of those celebs that they'd throw on the jumbotron. Hey, look who's here cheering on our Rangers.
Yeah,
former NHL defenseman Rhett Warner. Brother,
I can
Warner's brother.
I played against Wayne the Great Gretzky at Madison Square Garden in the playoffs.
They called him Wayne the Great.
I chased Wayne around lots in this building.
No avail. Janet get hit over the head with a pane of glass live and in person.
Yes. I guess a couple things. Hey, congrats to the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Oh, big time.
WHL champions.
We had that.
Smoked Portland. 4-0.
And first time they ever won the title, fellas. Never happened before.
I'm sure they've been close, but I don't really recall.
Well, you can't recall because they haven't.
Yeah,
right?
What's the trophy for close that you get to lift?
Yeah, so that's you know what? In Moose Jaw, win it at home ice.
New rank beauty.
That's Dan Neer, the new commissioner we had on last year.
Classic unis.
Yeah.
Theo wore those back in the day, I believe. So there you go. So you go on to the Memorial Cup, and it's a kind of it's a crazy little tournament. They do it for a week, little round robin. But winning your league championship is always the. I mean, you want to win the Memorial Cup. Let's not lie. But
it is weird though because it's a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a best of 7, which you've been playing for probably a month and a half here, 2 months.
Yeah, so if you have a round slip up, you're screwed. Whereas the league, it's like we've had a bad game. Let's figure it out. Get Pettersson motivated and back into it. And everything will turn out all right.
That's right. Yeah. So now this is always the kind of thing when you lose to the team that eventually wins. For the Saskatoon Blades, if I recall correctly, didn't they go like about all these overtime games and everything else?
7 games.
They gave the Moose Jaw Warriors the biggest fight, the hardest push that they had.
They were the first overall team too. But yes.
Is there a banner for that? We gave these guys that actually won the hardest fight because I know Oilers were claiming that with Vegas.
The biggest fit before they won. What happened to Prince George? Right? Like what the hell happened to them? Because they were
Portland's always
Portland. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they had a bit of a, from all reports, they had a bit of a Vancouver thing going on. Not everybody showed up.
Oh dear.
Jeez, well, let's.
Well, congrats to Moose Jaw.
Yeah, great. Way to go, Moose Jaw.
And how about this? For the first time in CHL history, all 3 league championships, a sweep.
Yeah, I saw Eric Bolton text me a picture of his kids.
Yeah, London.
London.
Who won in the queue? Do we know?
Pinderwood.
Was it Chicoutimi?
Look at that. Bolton had 2 kids on this London team. Won it first year.
How about it? Bolts. 2 kids. Twins?
No. Just close together.
Bolts needs a new hobby. Jesus. Settle down, Bolts.
It is
Drummondville,
Saginaw,
Michigan.
Hosting. They're hosting.
Host with the most.
Why don't you just go Q?
What are you doing for lunch? As to buy Pinder time here. I'm starving. I didn't have breakfast
today.
Yeah,
I've got leftover shepherd's pie.
You love
I've got some chorizo sausage.
Spicy. Dab.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. This one I got. I was thinking about making chorizo beef burgers. Just to try something different. I'm not sure what to think about that.
Nice.
So it'll be something like that. You?
I might go have some Vietnamese soup.
Ooh, pho.
A little pho.
Yeah, Drummondville, London, Moose Jaw, Saginaw, the host.
There it is.
Drummondville, I saw the logo.
Are they the Voltigeur?
I don't know what the Voltigeur is.
Drummondville Voltigeur, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah,
they are a Voltigeur.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici? And we'll end it with awful news. We lost Darren Detition of TSN. One of the best to ever do it. Won't lie to you. Had the tears going this morning. A lot of great tributes. TSN put one together. Remember we were talking with Stephen Brunt. It's just what you do when someone is ill and at some point they're going to be passing. So they had some time to put together a really touching kind of a memorial video montage tribute with James Duthie and Rod Smith and all that. So rather than show it here, it's TSN's. Go to TSN Social and check it out. Not that he was a lot older than me, but he was older. He was kind of in that group that was just ahead of me. There was like Darren Millard, Darren Detition, Darren Dreger, all the Darren. But what's funny is they all, like, Detition worked in Dauphin, which was so close to my hometown, and then he was in Saskatoon and Edmonton. And when I was in high school, he worked in Edmonton at ITV, and he and Perry Solkowski did a show called Sports Night. And this was absolute must watch for me. And in those days, they were kind of on the cable package, but not really. So some nights you had to really want it because it was in and out and it was staticky and whatever. But those two guys, they just shaped for me as somebody that this is kind of what I wanted to do. And I think it was part of, I want to get into broadcasting something, because no one is having more fun than these two guys, because they're joking and laughing. And then eventually down the road, when I saw what was happening at the Fan in Calgary, it's not serious. It doesn't have to be serious. They're having fun. It's like Dutchie and Solkowski. And then he went to, I believe, helped open City TV when they did their thing. And then, of course, goes on to TSN. But having watched him go up and just watch wherever he showed up, I was just so hyper focused on him. When he got to TSN and then eventually took over SportsCenter, it was like, well, yes, you've got the first overall generational pick. Put him on sports, which is Sports Desk and then SportsCenter. Put him on. Did you not see him on Sports Night? And then eventually everybody else kind of clued in. So I mean, I was just a little bit ahead of the line on that. And for us, when I first got into it and we were doing TV sports and doing the sports department stuff, I've said this before, I had to make a conscious effort not to do Dutchie while I'm doing back to back. Like, we just had a list of all the Dutchieisms, the things that he would do. We would mimic out of just total respect. We would end up talking and just everything like Dutch, and Porcupine Plain to the best to ever do it. And was he 57?
Mid-50s.
Something like that.
There's a clip rolling around of his first show back after going through some serious cancer treatment. And I think they had got the major cancer, but it had spread to other parts. And he said, I'm comfy. I'm happy to be back. This is what brings me joy. He and Jennifer Hedger had an incredible chemistry together. And he's a giant, a literal and figurative giant in the space. I don't know how you do that job for so long with the just infectious passion and energy that he had continually. It's remarkable.
And it was brought up a couple of times. If you do go and watch the TSN tribute, Rod Smith mentions it a couple of times, and it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it is believed that Darren Detition, the Dutchie, has told a joke at least once that wasn't completely filthy and offside. I mean, that was, you see him on the desk and he's dressed nice and he's this kind of guy. And then the mics go off and it's just filth. He is exactly the guy you want him to be. Let's have a beer. Let's shoot the shit. He's just one of the greatest guys. And there's just a little less spirit in the world without that guy kicking around. So we'll miss you. It's funny. You feel like you know the guys. And it's not the same level, but we'll hear it. Oh, we heard you guys talking, and I feel like I hear you guys talking about this, and I like that. It's like we kind of know you, that sort of thing. You felt like you knew the guy. You watched him every night. You laughed at his jokes. You were spending time with him. And whether it was, Jennifer Hedger or Kate Burness or Duthie or whoever kind of cycled through, it was him. When he wasn't on, it didn't feel right, but he kept that whole thing together. And I don't know that it's just, and it's another one of those things that we talked about with Bob Cole, sadly, a few weeks ago. I don't know. We don't need to gather around at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 11 to watch the highlights.
Yeah.
That was the only way we could maybe find out. But if you wanted to see what happened, well, when's Sports Desk on? When's Sports Center on?
That was the uniting thing,
Dutchie,
right?
Yeah. Dutchie was your connection to those highlights. So, beautiful guy. Miss you, Dutch. And I guess that'll probably do it. I guess. That'll do it. See you tomorrow, buddies.